Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Ty Talks with Ty. I just dropped my what did I do? I just dropped the second part to part two of I went on a date with a girl. So if you haven't seen that, go run that up. And as you can see from the title of this video, this is Let's Talk About It. So this is like part one of a 3-part series about relationships, love, and breakups. So it's going to go in that order. This is part one is relationships, part two is love, part three is breakups. In those last 2 parts, I am going to have a couple people on. So it's going to be me and then a couple my co-workers, associates. We're all going to be on there, and so you're going to hear different opinions about love and breakups. So I'm going to jump into one. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my other phone at the questions that we all came up with. So they asked me questions and I so let's talk about it. Number one is, what is your ideal date? Y'all, I don't really have no ideal date. I feel like it changes as, excuse me, because I'm chewing gum. But I feel like it changes as I get older. Like when I was younger, I would probably like jump at the opportunity to say, dinner and a movie. Like, oh, take me out on a date, dinner and a movie. Now I'm like, be thoughtful, be considerate, plan something spontaneous, you know what I'm saying? Do something that's out of the norm. I don't want to go sit on a date, and I don't want to go to a movie either. So I'm still working on that. I'm in my 20s, but I'm in my late 20s, so I'm still working on that. Like I said before, it probably would have just been a dinner and a movie when I was younger. Part two, when do you feel like you know it's time to commit, and what makes you want to commit to somebody? So that was like a 2-part question. I feel like when you will know when it's time to commit to somebody, because you will just feel it. And not only that, like based off their actions and what they're doing, I feel like you will know. Character, personality, you will know, you know what I'm saying? You will be like, okay, this is the person that I want to commit to. This person has, if you have a list, this person checks off stuff on my list, X, Y, and Z. This person is respectful. This person is thoughtful, considerate, etc. And the second part is, what makes you want to commit to somebody. 3 is, how do you know if somebody is committed to you? And this was a good question, y'all, that we kind of went back and forth over at work. And I feel like you don't really know if somebody is committed to you. I mean, unless you one of the is it people or person? Unless you one of those people that like go through phones and check phones or something like that, I feel like that's a part of insecurity anyway. But I feel like you don't really know. You just have to trust that person. If you're with that person, I mean, you trust that person to be faithful to you, to be committed to you 100%. Not out here messing around, not out here leading you on, and etc. So that's just something that you really just gonna have to trust that person on, because I don't feel like you'll know if somebody is 100% committed to you. You can have a ring on your finger, you can be boyfriend and girlfriend for 10 years, and you will never, I feel like you just never know for sure. And I might be wrong. Like I said, I'm still young, so I am not a licensed therapist, so tread lightly. 4 is, how do you deal with insecurities from a previous relationship with a new one? I feel like you have to heal, like, and sometimes it don't even be insecurities from like your old relationship. Sometimes it be like insecurities from childhood trauma and stuff like that that you bring into like your relationships, whether it's the relationship with friends, whether it's relationships with family members, co-workers. But we were talking about relationships as in like your partner. So I feel like you literally have to heal or like, I don't feel like you will be able to like, first of all, I don't feel like nobody can completely heal 100% before they get in a relationship. You can heal to probably about 90%. Because there's always going to be something that you can heal from and grow from that your partner is going to point out that you didn't even know, you know what I'm saying, that you were exhibiting. So I feel like you just You just have to deal with it, and you have to let your partner know, like, you know, I'm going through this, I'm battling this. In my last relationship, I had trust issues, but I don't want to bring those trust issues into our new relationship and XYZ. So it's just something that you really gonna have to sit down and tell your partner, like, this is what I'm dealing with, you know. And if you feel like that you haven't completely healed yet, I feel like you should just stay single. Don't take all those extra insecurities into your new relationship, because you might ruin it. That's just my opinion. 5, how do you deal with heartbreak? So, y'all, I deal with heartbreak. Everybody deals with heartbreak differently. And y'all, like I said, I'm not a licensed therapist. This is just my opinion about how I deal with heartbreak. Y'all, it depends, because I feel like each heartbreak is different. You're going to hurt differently from each partner that you deal with, because you're going to love each partner different. So I can say all day that, oh, I do this, I do that, when I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because from one ex, I might have just been like, it's done, it's over with, whatever. But this last ex, it took me a while to get over, because I actually really, I loved my other ex too. We was together for about a year. But this one right here, it's different. I feel like it's different, because I loved him in a way that I didn't love anybody else. So it took me a while. And so for that one, I really had to like self-isolate myself. And I had to dig deep, and I had to keep reminding myself, okay, this person did this person did that. I didn't deserve this, I didn't deserve that. I deserve better. Yeah, they might have been 80% in this area, but then 20% in this area. So it was like certain things I had to keep reminding myself of. Yeah, this person loved me, but he didn't love me enough. You know what I'm saying? To sacrifice stuff that I was sacrificing, that I was putting into our relationship that he wasn't putting in. So it was like I had to remind myself, you know what? It was a lesson. I love him, but he don't deserve me. And sometimes people are not meant to be in your life forever. And I feel like that's the hardest part, because you really have to accept that this relationship is over. This is over. And that's the hard part, is accepting. So I literally will isolate myself. I journal and I meditate and I pray. Like I said, each relationship is different, and it's hard to let go. It's hard to move on. But if you're going through a breakup, stay strong and just remind yourself that you deserve better. And who knows? He might grow up, you might grow up, and y'all might get back together. You just never know. Number 6 was, what is my favorite song to listen to while I go through a breakup? So my favorite song to listen to while I'm going through a breakup is literally Tony Braxton, Let It Flow. If you have not heard that song, I'm gonna put a snippet. I hope I don't get, I'll probably get copyrighted, but I'm not monetized yet. So I'm gonna put a snippet.
First thing Monday morning, I'm gonna pack my tears away.
Tony Braxton, Let It Flow is my favorite song to listen to while I'm going through a heartbreak. Because she said first thing Monday morning, she is going to pack her tears away, which means she didn't cry, and now it's Monday. It's time to stand up, be a woman, and put her foot down. I'm like, okay, I cried, I grieved over this relationship, and that's it. Yeah, listen to it. Tony Braxton, Let It Flow, all-time favorite. Now, if I'm really mad, then I'm gonna listen to Heather Headley, I Wish I Wasn't. I wish I wasn't in love with you. That song just, if you really want to be single, like, I mean, not single, if you want to be sad, listen to that.